Hi, I'm Rose Himber Howse, and I use she, hers. This is the opening of a novella in progress. And I am a white femme with bangs that could really use a trim and a blue polo with a microprint. And I'm sitting in front of a white wall. The day my third grade teacher found out it was just me and my father at home, she made me stay after school. Usually that meant copying down lines, so I unearthed my best purple pen. I will not have a dead mother. I will not have a dead mother. I will not have a dead mother. Instead, she gave me half a corn muffin wrapped in a napkin with a lipstick stain on it, told me all about heaven, how when I died, I'd go there and I'd see my mother again. This was news to me, obviously, very exciting. Till then, if I needed anything, I could come talk to Mrs. Pemberley. She was Mrs. Pemberley. I knew the story of a boy who had died by falling from a great height. So I climbed up into the mulberry tree in our neighbor's yard and shimmied out onto the tallest branch that would hold me. By the time I was ready to jump, my fingers were blackened with the rotting juice. They looked like my father's when he'd had his hands in the car engine. I licked them clean so my mother wouldn't think I had turned into a slob. I landed on my face, dirt in every crevice of my teeth and tongue. In that onion skin thin slice of time, too small for thoughts with words, the taste conjured her. My mother's eyes, like loam, sweet and dark. Of course, I hadn't died, just gotten 6 baby teeth out of the way and broken my wrist. My handwriting never recovered. Still, I can make a grocery list and it looks like runes for telling the end of the world. With all of those teeth gone, I had a gummy old lady mouth. I could reach into it with dirt from beneath the mulberry tree and fill the little caverns, raw with nerves and new skin. And that was it, how I started eating dirt. It didn't take long for shrieking tattletales on the playground to tell Mrs. Pemberley. And when she phoned my father, I sat in the thinking about your actions corner, where I was a frequent visitor that year. So frequent that a better name would have been the thinking about dying corner. Magpie is very unique, Mrs. Pemberley began on the phone. In fact, she's not like any other student that I have had. The doctor that my father had taken me to on Mrs. Pemberley's recommendation said he'd seen this before. Usually pregnant women, or here he glanced at me, paused, then lowered his voice as if it might obscure my understanding. Slow children, if you know what I mean. Maggie's not slow, said my father loudly. Of course not, said the doctor, cleaning under one fingernail with another. She have stomach problems, though? Constipation? My father looked at me. I knew he had noticed my extra trips to the bathroom when I would sit on the toilet for an hour or more. I would hit my stomach with a fist, prod my intestines with a finger, trying to move things around. Get so bored, I started drawing things on my arm with my mother's old eye pencils or re-rolling the toothpaste tubes. I shook my head. It's dangerous, said the doctor, because the bacteria in dirt can cause infection. He turned toward me. That means it can make you very sick, Margaret. My father explained that my name was not Margaret, and we went on our way. Weeks went by when he didn't speak to me. Finally, he asked, how can you stand it? He didn't say what, but I knew. The roly-polies roiling in my esophagus, the fibrous roots catching in my molars. I said nothing, because how could I explain that I wanted the dirt the way I used to want the cherry cough drops from the white box, like I wanted Sharon in my study hall to flick me between my shoulder blades again and again and again, although I would tell her, please grow up. That summer, my being very unique finally got to be too much for my father, and he sent me away. Sent me to a place where none of the roads were paved and the dirt was sugar glazed with glittering mica, where the weather was symbolic and temperamental, like it was at the whims of ancient gods. It started as sun the day he left me there, but it never stayed any one way for long. Thanks.